Welcome to AG Chelsea TV. In today's video we'll start with Cole Palmer left out of Chelsea's Europa Conference League squad. Cole Palmer has been left out of Chelsea's Europa Conference League squad for the league phase of the competition. The decision has been made with load management in mind, with the Blues facing the prospect of competing in 5 competitions this season. Romeo Lavia and Wesley Fofana have also been left out. Palmer has been Chelsea's best player since arriving from Manchester City last term. In his first season at Stamford Bridge, the 22-year-old scored 25 goals and provided 15 assists in a standout campaign, and he's carried on where he left off in the new 2024-25 season, with 1 goal and 4 assists to his name from 3 Premier League fixtures so far. As a result of his performances last year, Palmer was called up to England's Euro 2024 squad and even scored in the Euro 2024 final against Spain. Since then, he's also been named on the 30-man Ballon d'Or shortlist alongside stars such as Jude Bellingham, Erling Haaland and Vinicius Jr. Chelsea are through to the league phase of the European competition after beating Servette 3-2 over 2 legs in the playoff round. As a result, they qualified for the Conference League phase, where they will face 6 fixtures before the prospect of reaching the knockout stage of the competition. Those matches are against Gent, Panathinaikos, Noah, Heidenheim, Astana and Shamrock Rovers. Should Chelsea reach the knockout rounds, Enzo Maresca would be able to add a maximum of 3 players during the winter period. If the Blues were to prosper in all competitions this season, they face the prospect of an 80-game season, as well as their 38-game Premier League campaign. Chelsea will compete in the FA Cup, EFL Cup and Europa Conference League. Chelsea struggle to find Ben Chilwell transfer solution. Chelsea have offered Turkey's top clubs the chance to sign left-back Ben Chilwell, but so far, their advances have fallen upon deaf ears. The Blues are attempting to find a solution for the 27-year-old defender after he was frozen out of the first-team picture by Enzo Maresca last month. However, Premier League interest was few and far between, and now the Turkish market represents Chelsea's only chance of shifting Chilwell's £200,000 a week wages from their books, as their transfer window does not close until September 13th. However, despite floating Chilwell to the likes of Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Beşiktaş and Istanbul Başakşehir, none of those clubs have shown any appetite to explore a deal. It remains to be seen whether the picture changes before the impending deadline. Chelsea were looking for permanent buyers in the final stretch of the summer window, but they are also open to loaning Chilwell, who at this stage looks to remain in the cold, as it could help them save some cash. Brentford are believed to have made a late inquiry for the England international, but the Bees never followed up their interest. Speaking in mid-August, Maresca made it clear that Chilwell was free to depart Stamford Bridge after playing just 64 minutes during the club's pre-season schedule. The Italian said, "With Chile it's quite clear. I love the way he trains, I love the way he is, but the problem is that he struggles with us a little bit to find his best position. When you train every day and you don't get minutes, it's not good for them and it's not good for me because I need to make decisions. For some players, it's sometimes better to leave and to go somewhere to get minutes. We will see what happens. The transfer window is open and we will see what happens." Chilwell's current Chelsea contract does not expire until the summer of 2027, and he is currently training with Chelsea's U23s. Victor Osimhen sends first message since Chelsea transfer collapse. Victor Osimhen insists he is very happy to have joined Galatasaray on a season-long loan from Napoli. The Nigeria international completed a shock move to the Istanbul Giants earlier this week, bringing an end to a summer-long transfer saga. Chelsea were attempting to sign the striker late into deadline day, but could not come to an agreement over his wages. Arsenal had also been linked with a move for Osimhen, as well as Saudi Arabian side Al Ahly. Interest from Saudi was ultimately rebuffed and Ivan Toney eventually joined the club, leaving the 25-year-old in limbo. Though a hugely important figure in Naples during their famous Serie A title win in 2023. New manager Antonio Conte confirmed the striker would not feature in his plans after handing in a transfer request. Turkish champions Gala have swooped to make a statement signing, albeit the loan deal reportedly includes a break clause, which will be active during the January transfer window. Speaking to the club's official website about the move, Osimhen said, "When I heard of the interest from Galatasaray, it was a very easy decision for me. I knew how big Galatasaray was and how much like a family it was, and it had incredible fans. Henry Onyekuru is my friend and he played for Galatasaray before and is still a fan. He told me how wonderful the people here are, so it was an easy decision for me." Victor Gyökeres gives Arsenal, Chelsea hope of future transfer. The 26-year-old was strongly linked with Premier League duo Arsenal and Chelsea over the summer following an exceptional 2023-24 debut campaign for Sporting. After leaving Coventry City in July last year, Gyökeres scored 43 goals and provides 15 assists in 50 appearances for Sporting across all competitions last season to help the Portuguese Giants win the Primeira Liga title. The Sweden international has since made an electric start to the new campaign, netting 7 goals in just 4 top-flight matches as Sporting sit pretty at the summit with a maximum 12 points. It was reported earlier in the summer that Arsenal scouts were very impressed with Gyökeres after watching him in action for Sporting last season. The Gunners were tipped to bolster their squad with a new centre-forward, but Mikel Arteta's side were allegedly unwilling to meet Gyökeres' €100 million release clause and eventually signed wide forward Raheem Sterling on loan from Chelsea. Enzo Maresca's side were also in the market for a new striker, but they were unable to get a deal over the line for any of their top targets, including Victor Osimhen, who has now joined Galatasaray on loan from Napoli. The likes of Liverpool, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur were also credited with a summer interest in Gyökeres, who has now opened up on the transfer speculation surrounding his future. Speaking to Sport Bladet, Gyökeres said, "They, Sporting, wanted most of the starting players to stay and held us tight. That's how it turned out, but I enjoy Sporting very much, so for me it was no problem to stay. Of course, you want to play at the highest level." His €100 million release clause was probably a bit too much because nothing came of it. Of course it's a lot of money, but we'll see what happens next window. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support AG Chelsea TV.